So if we are talking about sport, the X Games is where the alternative sports got some airtime. They got some. So Tony Hawk is on TV failing. All the other skaters stop skating. They literally stop the competition, and I don't know if you saw when they're all smacking their boards on the top of the half pipe. That's how skateboarders support each other. You just make noise, which that's why some people probably don't like skateboarders. What? They just that's how they support each other, is they just make noise, and people are probably oh, that skate park is so loud, or I don't know, but I used to go to this. I used to inline skate. That's awesome. I support that. I'm not one of those people that has an issue with skateboarders, but there are people that have stereotypes, and they think every skateboarder fits into that stereotype. So a 900. We got to check homework before we keep talking about this. Sorry. I got you all excited. All of them. So 812.
One of them I haven't finished yet since I was going to finish it in extensions.
That's totally fine.
Same.
So these answer keys are up on Schoology now. These documents are up on Schoology now. Now that we're actually into Chapter 8, so sorry for my delay, especially for our friends playing at home. Bryson, my bad, dude. Didn't realize the papers weren't up on Schoology. So now, in Schoology, we have, just for posterity, I'm going to show it, in the Chapter 8 folder, you've got all your practices and the math notes. In the answer keys folder, you got the Chapter 8 answer keys. Okay, so if you need to do any of this stuff on your own, you can. It's all there in Schoology now. D here was kind of weird. How the wording was phrased, and guys, I'm not the best with words. I sometimes can't even figure out how to make what CPM says better. But they ask you. Yes, there is. It's on the back because of spacing. It's on the back because of spacing. Makes me suspicious. Did you do this homework or not? So, 823 is on the back. D is an awkwardly phrased question because it's asking us to compare the medians and reference how far apart they are in interquartile ranges. But what I really don't like about the question is it doesn't quite specify, are we using the IQR of left hand or right hand? Because their IQRs are not the same. So it's about 1 IQR. If you use your smaller IQR, the distance between the medians is bigger than the IQR. If you use your bigger IQR, so this would be your larger IQR, right? If you use the larger IQR, this is slightly closer, actually, than the so it's either slightly less than 1 IQR or slightly more, but what we are comparing is median to median, right? We're comparing this to this, and they're about 1 interquartile range away. Now, why do we care about interquartile range as measurement distances? Standard deviation, which is a thing you don't know yet, will reference back to this. So this is why they start asking you, occasionally a question here or there to make you what? Why are we measuring in IQRs? There's a reason. It's not just random. You just don't know it yet.
The power of yet. Oh my gosh.
Why does that need to be a second grade?
Because that's when.
Well, that's because growth mindset hadn't been a thing until somewhat recently. So then they got all excited about it. Actually, our district. Okay, so a year sooner than. So our district one year for our PD reading gave us a growth mindset book, especially when you get a book for free. Why not read it?
Yeah.
So that's when a lot of people learned about growth mindset. I learned about it back in college because they were teaching teachers. Hey, here's growth mindset. Yeah, you've got to teach teachers. You know who teaches teachers?
Teachers.
Yeah, teachers.
How are the teachers that teach the first teacher?
Speaking of, we're about to have some people from Otterbein here to learn about teaching, which Otterbein is my alma mater, which means the place where you went to school. Alma mater is a fancy word for where you went to school. So starting in January, we will have some other random teachers learning about teaching here at Phoenix, and yeah, it'll be cool because they can help like tutor you guys, or like work with you on different projects, or like help you with your clubs. They're just looking to get involved any way they can. So, and their teacher was at Otterbein when I was there, and I actually dog sat for her. So like small world, I know her pretty well. Her name is Diane. She is actually Dr. Ross, but she goes by Diane to everybody on campus. So like, because she's not one of those like call me doctor. She doesn't care. She just like got her doctorate and is like, yeah, because I wanted to know more.
That's my dad.
Yeah, some people just want to keep learning, and then eventually you get a doctorate, and you can either be called a doctor or not. It's up to you. Anna,
So, for the growth mindset thing, my mom is
you got 20 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, so there's like a Secret Santa, right? For teacher supplies, and my mom had extras, so she has these like neon like magnets that go on mirrors, and they're thought bubbles, and they're like, I love myself. And I'm sorry, but they're so ugly. They're like
That's not even growth mindset. That's positive affirmation.
even worse. But like,
Okay, you have your opinions. I'm going to move on because your opinions are pretty intense. So moving on to 8, whatever the next one is, 2-1. They're on Schoology now too, so don't worry too much. We can come back to these after the lesson, but we got a certain pace we kind of got to keep because we got to figure out what the heck that 900 was. This is 8-2-1.
oh yeah.
It's okay if your answers aren't quite aligned with theirs, but if your answer isn't quite aligned with theirs, please take a moment to read what they say. And like D is just like maybe. Like literally the answer for D is not yes or no. It's just maybe. Guys, because statistics gets complicated. And not, I don't mean like hard. I just mean like it's kind of complicated. And also it can be manipulated. Minerva, quit, don't distract them.
I was doing the same thing. Yeah.
Anna, don't distract them. All right. And then E, they say that's about the best you can do to get a representative sample of the ones they gave, of those comparisons. Can you start over and talk louder?
If I don't understand what a voter registration list is, would I have made
Oh, so you could have Googled it, or you could have come ask me or ask any adult. A voter registration list is almost everybody who's 18 or older, but you have to actually register to vote, which is one of the broken things about our country, that if you didn't register, too bad, so sad, you don't get to vote. So like when you move, you register based off where you live, and you just go on a little website and you say, yes, I want to vote. And then they tell you, here's where you go vote. So it's almost everybody, but anyone who didn't care enough to register to vote, which right now I sure as heck hope you care enough to vote, like they wouldn't be on that list. Yeah, so voter registration list is registered voters.
So like if you go to a site,
If you're not a registered voter, you can't vote. That's why they do a big push right before the elections where they say like check if you're registered. Like click this link, follow it, go check if you're registered. Guys, when you turn 18, please register to vote. Please vote. Make your voice heard. I don't care if you disagree with me. Make your voice heard. Otherwise, do not complain. If you do not go vote, you cannot complain because you gave up your voice. I'm off my soapbox. Let's move on and back to math. Used to be. Like crates, like wood crates, and people would flip them over and stand up on it, and like, you know. So literally where that phrase came from, for those of you that have never thought about it, is imagine we're in the town square, like Worthington Square, and I take a wood box that soap came in, and I stand up on it, and I say, subtraction does not exist, and I just like go off on this whole tangent thing. That's on a soapbox, so that's where the phrase "get off your soapbox" is like, hey bro, just shut up, like just move on, like let me get off my soapbox. That's
Is that
where
where soap opera came from?
I'm not sure, but maybe like it's like literally, I don't know. So I'm just gonna say I don't know. Questions? Sometimes I'm doing the teacher thing when I say I don't know. Like legit though, I don't know. When I'm doing the teacher thing, normally I have a tone or I'm like, I don't know. And then you can assume that's a lie.
So goofy story. I knew that this story was.
Probably before I put it back. You can just erase or whatever. I try to conserve paper, so if you can go ahead and use it, that'd be great, or I can use it at my desk. Eli?
Was there not a 840D on the paper?
Oh yeah, there wasn't.
Yeah, I cut it off.
Okay.
I think literally I couldn't fit it because I was trying to give space other places.
I got -1 on
Go back to the critical eye. Check your algebra. If you can't find your mistake, bring it to me and I will. But don't erase it, right? Check your. I mean, if you already did, you already did. But check the work you did. Find the mistake you made. Tell your brain, don't do that next time. All right, moving on, because again, these are in Schoology. Don't yell at me. They're in Schoology now.
How could you do that?
How could I do that? I clicked upload document, and then I clicked on the Chapter 8 answer key. And
Wow.
That's like when I asked Missy, I was like, how did you make a snowflake like that? She's like, with scissors? Oh my gosh.
well, okay, so no, okay, let's finish checking homework. Well, no, the other day Miss Hassanin was complaining that she was cold, and actually she came over. I think she was wondering if she was sick. She comes over, she goes like, "Are you cold?" I'm like, "I'm never cold. Like I run hot. Like I'm sweating right now in this sweater." But then again, it's called a sweater. I know, right? I never thought about that when I was younger. So Miss Hassanin came over and she's like, "Are you cold? I'm cold." And I said, "Well, I mean, go stand in the corner." She's like, "What? Is it's like the heat blow there?" I said, "No, go stand in the corner." It's
I know why.
Why, Lee?
Because they're always around.
Oh
They're
my
usually
God.
around 90 degrees.
Because it's 90 degrees.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I just kind of made that story. I made up half the story. I did not. She looked like she was probably not feeling good, so I didn't throw the bad joke at her. But she did actually come over complaining that she was cold, and I told her I always run hot. But that joke about the corner relates to our lesson, so I decided to stretch the truth a tiny bit. But I do, when Miss Hassanin seems like she's in a decent mood, I will throw dad jokes at her. I get large eye rolls. Or she throws things at me, or shuts the garage door.
Because you came in that class and she like threw her pen.
And it just got out the door. That was really funny, actually.
I thought like a student threw it.
No, I mean, come on. We're all just big kids. What's up, kid?
What if the room is hexagon shaped?
What, who?
What if the room is hexagon?
But most rooms aren't. Like, and this room
What if
isn't.
it's-
Well, that's a good question. Maybe you should get out your 831 worksheet, and that question might actually be a segue, Caden. Do you want to ask that question louder, Caden?
What if the room is hexagon?
He said, what if the room is a hexagon?
Didn't make a good joke.
All right, so 900. Sorry, we can go back to the answer keys if we get done with the lesson, but they're on Schoology. Like, yes. So they were all jacked up, all of those skaters, about Tony Hawk potentially landing a 900. What is that? What, like, Minerva? 900 what? Dogs, cats, pizzas? I'd love to land 900 pizzas. That'd be great. Eli?
Well, for example, if you jump, spin around to land in the same direction, that's a 360.
Do I have to jump?
No.
What if I just spin in my chair?
It's still a
So if I start looking this way, straight at Margot, and I start my spin, and I stop right here, that's a 360. Okay, so what's a 900?
It's when you turn 90 degrees. He went at it from this angle, and he came out this angle, so then the
math does add up.
So if I'm going up a vert ramp and I'm skating a certain direction, right? Because most, like, you either are skating your normal or goofy. Goofy is like you're skating backwards, but if you're a good skater, you can skate both. So if I'm Tony Hawk
Ooh, where did that come from?
Oh, that's awesome.
and I'm skating this way and I turn 180, another 180, 360. What's another 180? 360 plus
A lot. 420. No. 520.
5,
30.
40.
Yeah.
Another 180,
720.
720, and another 180,
900.
and now I'm going down the vert ramp the right direction that I want to go.
Impossible.
Well, it was
Nothing.
until Tony Hawk did it. So, like the quote I have out in the hallway, everything was once considered impossible. Right? Everything that has never been done before was once considered impossible. Minerva?
So you could survive being inside a black hole.
Not what I'm saying. Right now, we think it's impossible.
That
That doesn't mean it's impossible forever.
Until Tony Hawk does it.
It's not possible yet. So, like this morning, we were talking about being in outer space with no helmet, right? Like that's not possible yet.
Okay, well, Photoshop used to be.
All right, moving on. On your, I'm gonna go ahead and grab another one because we got a lot of people sick. On your 831, you've got a couple questions there to answer at the top, and you can draw a couple little reminder things there using that reference of 180 to the right. So, what does it mean to do a 360? Pretty good thing you could write. There's just one full rotation, right? One full rotation. So a 180, yeah, would be a half rotation, right? Also known as about face. If you are like marching a direction, you get told about face. You flip 180 degrees and go marching the other way. Oh yeah. This might be involved in mind trap. Like when we mind trap on Monday, one of the riddles that is upcoming involves an about face. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, cough, cough. What would it mean to do a 90, or like my terrible joke, Eli?
It's turning around 1/4.
Yeah, so that'd be a quarter turn. Or another thing we often talk about 90 degrees is a, Lee? What do we call it? Mikey? A right angle. So a quarter turn / right angle as opposed to a wrong angle.
Wow.
But what you should put on your paper is the quick hand notation for a 90-degree angle is literally drawing a square in the corner. Literally drawing a square in the corner. If you are doodling or not paying attention or whatever, I'm just assuming you already know this. And like, if you already know this, that's okay. As long as you're not messing up me teaching, like whatever. If you're off topic, if you're not doing what we're doing, I just assume you already know this. Lee?
45 degrees is about an eighth.
Yeah, it's an eighth of a so if I try to draw it out over here, it's like an eighth of a rotation. So
Half of the 90.
yeah, I changed colors to try to make it a little bit different. So 45, so half of a 90 or an eighth of a rotation. Or like a pizza slice most of the time. Right? If your pizza's cut into 8 slices.
What if you get square cut? What if you're
Okay, stop
Square
with
cut
the
is
what
good.
ifs. You're slowing me down. You know that's not what I mean. I like the what ifs when they're legitimate. These what ifs are unhelpful. I thought we had a better relationship than that. So with your teammates, without measuring, but I don't know how you would measure because I don't know what the heck we would use to measure angles. Without measuring, I'm not a pro, I'm an amateur tractor.
Wow.
I want you to estimate these angles. You know, Ted the Tractor with Tom the Farmer, right? Nobody has younger siblings.
I knew.
Apparently Ted the Tractor's on YouTube. He was Tom the Farmer and Ted the Tractor. He might be a pro tractor. Tractor man. Can't skate in boots. That's a bad idea. Oh, that would help. Yeah, with the wheels on it. And in boots. I almost did a heel flip.
I know. I just don't want to use it. Why do you have like 30 skateboards without wheels?
And I'm going to send this video to Randy, so I might as well give him some credit. Randy is my friend who I'm really mad at because he moved to Texas. Still mad at you, man. But when he left, he gave me all his extra skateboard decks to like give away to kids that skate if they need them or for whatever. He really gave me to make into a woodworking project, but that's not as fun as giving them away. Man, come talk to me outside of class. Sure, come talk to me outside of class. If you actually skate, sure, but if you're just like asking for it, ooh, free stuff. Like, don't do that, but if you actually skate and you actually need a deck. Now, like, if you're about to get a new deck for Christmas, don't take one of these because like people that need them. But if you like just broke a deck, like yeah, happy to help you out. But right now, I'm gonna stop distracting you and we're estimating these angles. And you might be thinking about C, like, well, that's not an angle, that's a straight line. Yeah, straight line can be an angle, and then we call it a straight angle. Yes. Like that is called a straight angle, which sounds like an oxymoron. Straight angle. Have you done all of your stuff on your paper? Okay, then sure. Be really careful with jokes like that. You could quickly offend somebody. Leave it, Mikey. Just leave it. Doesn't need repeated. All right, let's shuffle up and deal. By that, I mean random cards. Lucas, what did you say? Hey, we're coming back together now. We're coming back together now. What did you say about angle A?
Maybe like 135 degrees.
Stop reading our
That's what
I
I
said.
Because it's definitely more than 90, so it is obtuse.
Why are we overreacting about us all agreeing? So if I draw a line here, or if I had something that I could reference a 90, I don't know, anything, any piece of paper even, a pack of Post-its, right? Like, guys, a lot of things are 90 degrees. A lot of things are 90 degrees. So Lucas said this is obviously obtuse. Obviously obtuse. This is probably the same size as up here. So probably like 135 degrees. Alex, what about B?
I said 45 degrees.
Yeah. John, what about C?
180. So did I.
Margot's on their way. 180 degrees. Lee, what do you think? For D.
I said about 15 degrees. Or like,
Sorry, I'm teaching. Can't help with that.
or something. Because, like,
You said about how many?
15.
50. Yeah. 15 might be a little under. Like, I'm okay with 15. But 15 is probably like the bottom end of what we might guess.
Yeah.
Anyone? Sorry, go ahead.
So it's like the half of a quarter is an eighth, obviously, and it's like not quite that much. I think at least it's not quite that much.
Okay.
I just put around 15.
I like to like reference, right? So if I draw a little reference here, and then if I draw the 45 as reference, Missy, do you have any thoughts?
We said like
I saw a few papers that actually said because math class often uses patterns, and we had 90 degrees, 45 degrees. This might be half of that 45, and if so, that's 22 and a half, but we're not sure, so something between 15 and like 22 and a half. Min? Okay. Min says 23.
You've been demanded.
Okay.
Oh my god.
She said, write it down. I did. I don't want to get she being fun. She's kind of scary. Look at that look.
I mean, how do
I got Min to laugh. Jacob. I'm not laughing. Jacob, talk to me about 57. You said something like 35. Anna, what'd you say about 57? Jacob said something like 35. I'm just looking for a few opinions.
Oh, for that? So, I'm kind of like not being forced to say this, but 45.
45, okay. Mikey, thoughts?
90 degrees.
For this?
No, for the.
Well, yeah, I just boxed these out just for fun, just because they're 90s.
Those little things for pointing at them.
No, so these, what are these telling us? They're parallel. What kind of shape is this? It is a trapezoid, because the bases are parallel, the other sides aren't. But if I drop a reference, guys, this looks pretty close to that. I can't quite tell if they're equal, but if they are, this is probably 45. Now hold on. If, I'm playing the if this is 45, can anyone tell me what this would have to be? Liam, I haven't gotten to your card yet.
It would have to be 135.
How? Why? What?
Because I know.
That doesn't help any of the rest of us.
It's 135.
That doesn't help any of the rest of us. Maya?
Oh wait. Yeah, I know.
No, you already gave up your chance. Maya?
35 plus 45 is 108. So, that would be like.
Okay. And you're right. Like, what you said is right. 135 plus 45 makes 180. Lee?
And then there are two right angles, which are both 90 degrees, and that equals 180. So 180 plus 180 equals 360. And
What?
It has to be 360 in total.
Why?
Because that's a full row.
You're right, but why?
So, because it has to be a closed shape.
A closed
Quadrilateral.
Man, I'm sorry. I was gonna get over there. Now, do you want to talk about the triangle, Minerva?
I know. What it is.
Since you were like waving your hand, like you care a lot, not waving your hand like you just don't care. Okay, so a quadrilateral has 180 degrees total. You don't have to, 360 degrees total. My brain's already on B. 360 degrees total, which is a law. It's a fact. It has to happen. It's always going to happen. We'll talk about that when we come back from break.
I know it.
B, Margot, do you want to? No, Margot left. Juliet, would you like to talk about B? Juliet said 60. Do you have a reasoning why?
Because after I do the line, it looks like a third, but also the whole shape would be 180, so each would be a third.
Triangles have to have 180. Now, what does this, what kind of triangles this look like? It looks like this side is probably equal to this side, is probably equal to this. It's an equilateral, and in an equilateral, all the sides are equal, all the angles are equal. And Caden, what if the room's a hexagon? Ha! Your own question came back to bite you in the butt. What if the room's a hexagon, Caden? We could draw a reference. but I still like. I'm not quite. I mean, this might be whatever this. But if I don't know what this was, even if I say this looks like that, do you know? It's okay if you don't, but you asked the question. $112.5, he says. Dart at the wall. I don't know. Like, so, like, Nathaniel's not here. Liam? Liam? Your card, what thoughts? You think.
Yes, I do
Always
think
so dangerous.
that it is 135.
135, okay. So you think that's the same size as this?
Actually, no, 125.
125, he adjusts. Minerva? Okay. Gabrielle?
I don't think it's 100. Wait a second.
What?
I said 110, but I don't think that's right. So never mind.
I mean, I don't know what is right. So it's Alex? Well, I mean, yeah, I do know what's right. It's 90 degrees. But Alex,
Wow.
this is 30? That sure looks obtuse, dude.
Wait, no.
Or are you just being obtuse?
It's 150.
150?
Because dividing that.
Minerva, back to you. Well, okay, sorry, Alex.
Because you have to do math to do it. Because you see how many angles are in a shape.
Okay,
If all angles are equal,
okay. Let's go ahead and say they are.
you divide
You don't know that.
divide 360 divided by how many?
So this will have 360 too.
No.
Wait, no. I forget.
So I thought we just said that quadrilaterals. If I, guys, what if I draw a line and make this a quadrilateral, and I make this a quadrilateral? It's two different So let's call one of them my blue quadrilateral. So we just said quadrilaterals have 360 degrees. And then if I have my pink quadrilateral, that's also 360 degrees.
I found the answer.
I don't know that this shape has.
I know it. I know
You
it.
know what?
I know it. I did math.
Maya. I'm still using cards, so you're welcome to pass, but I'm also just trying to frustrate them. But
Wow.
I guess if all the sides are equal, then I could be at 120.
okay, if all the sides are okay, you got anything else? Or you want me to keep going? Berkeley, thoughts?
Okay, listen.
Listening.
I think it's 115 because it just feels right.
Okay, I mean, especially like when something just feels right, it just feels. Well, if it felt right, it's probably 90 degrees. Kaden,
I did math.
sorry, no, we already talked. Eli,
Yes, it's 120.
Yes, it
literally
is.
the last. No, wait, what do you want? How? What? It's,
Listen,
you
listen,
put
listen up, listen up.
Eli's card is called
Can I go up there?
Sit Down.
Can I go up there so I can feel
Sure, if you
professional?
want a better place to draw,
Wow,
let me get
Eli.
I want to feel
to.
professional.
Okay, better place to draw.
So, here's my reasoning. Okay, so like Mr. Hudson said,
Hey, Alex, calm down.
I forgot how to do this. Like Mr. Hudson said, if you split it in half and it's a quadrilateral, each quadrilateral has to equal 360, right?
Yes. And so.
Doesn't that mean this one has to also equal 360?
Yes. And so it's
Together,
720.
it's 720.
So you divide that.
And if you divide that by 6,
Yeah. You
Why
get
do we-
120.
Teacher,
I'm so surprised.
why do we
Okay.
divide it by 6?
because that's how many angles there are. See? 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6.
Well,
Ta-da!
That's what I did.
You should drop the pen like a mic drop.
Don't
What? It's just a pen.
suck it.
Yeah.
No, drop it.
Chuck it.
I don't like things being dropped.
Mic
Oh,
drop.
yes. You made Lucas cry.
Guys, this is actually a theorem in math.
Yeah.
This is, and it all starts with triangles, because let me blow your mind in a different way.
Oh,
What if
yeah,
I'm also including these angles. You're right, but how many degrees would be here?
360.
360.
No,
So if I do 180 times 6,
equals
take
700.
away the 360. Now that would equal 720 again. So there are two different ways that we can actually prove, literally prove, these outside angles. These sound effects.
That's a sound of writing.
I don't know, man. My brain is different. So those all have to add to 720. Minerva.
I did subtraction so much that you said take away.
Subtraction is like barely in my vocabulary.
Well, you
Minus
said
is
I'm saying-
barely in my vocabulary. Cause like yeah, like take like get rid of, right? Like pull out, like yeah, we don't want that. But
Wait,
A
is it time to
seven
go?
is a subtract.
sure, I can't disagree with you. I just disagree with the world, but that's my problem.
Is that clock wrong?
All right, no, we're out of here. So have a great day. It is time. Well, I have till 46. 46.
I just
And it's 47.
Oh man.
We're late.
Sorry that Eli was dropping knowledge on us. I felt like that was important.
I agree.
Oh, I'm sure she cares.
The entire time you were talking about the octagon, you were calling on everybody else.
Hexagon.
And I was like,
But your card had already been come up. You know it's not going to come up again in class until I shuffle. That's probability.
Okay, I have to go get my hair.
But that's probability. Cards, man. Cards.
Oh, also, hey, Jacob.
I love your participation, though. Thank you very much.
Before